Good evening, Power People. If anybody is with us right now, Sam should be joining us fairly shortly. I am just doing a little bit of social media plugging. So, yeah, but feel free to drop us a little message in the chat to let us know who is live with us, and we'll get rolling pretty soon. Whoever we've got with us. Oh, here we go. Who have we got now? We have got Jack and the Geeks Talk. Good to see you. Actually, tell us who it is that we've actually got with us. I know most of you guys by name, but when it's just when obviously it's just the name of Jack and the Geeks Talk come up, I never know who it is. So let me know who it is out there that's watching us right now. Oh, it's Dave. Thanks for. I really appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for joining us. Sam should be with us fairly soon, and we'll get cracking with tonight's topics. We're going to be talking about, let's see, the Spider-Man stuff, the Black Panther trailer. We haven't had a good chat about that yet. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So hang tight, and we should be getting rolling pretty soon. Quick Snapchat as well. So there we go. We shall. Right now, what do I need to do? I need to set up a bit of GarageBand, make sure that the sound is coming through okay. Alrighty, folks. Sam's just texted me and said that he's just setting up. So let's see. We still haven't quite sussed out this whole Google Hangout thing. Alrighty then. So 2222. Why is the volume so low? That's a bit weird. 222. Test, 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 test. 2. Let's turn. Oh, that sounds a bit funny. Excuse me. Hello, hello, hello. 22222. Oh, now that's not right. The sound out. Hello, hello, hello. 222. Test, 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 test. 2. Oh, hello there. Oh, it's just gone a bit weird. Well, this is a bit peculiar. Have we got a bit of a dodgy connection somewhere? What is going on? Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. 22222. This is a bit peculiar. Why is it doing this? Hello, hello, hello. Right, okay. USB audio device. There we go. That's a bit better. It's because it was recording it through the internal microphone. Hello, hello, hello. 2. Hello, hello. 222. Test, 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 test. 222. Test, test, test. Oh. Sam is with us. Hello, hello. God, this is being really peculiar right now. Hello, hello, hello. Everything's plugged in as it should be. This is weird. Hello, hello, hello. 2222222. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh. Sam, can you hear me? Yo, hello. Yo, Sam, can you hear me?
You would be back. There he is.
Yo. Hey,
I'm not bad. How are you?
Sam, yo, hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, dude. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just having a little bit of a problem with GarageBand at the moment, dude. For some reason,
Okay.
it's not picking up my microphone. Can you just give me some titty sprinkles real quick?
Titty sprinkles real quick.
All right, it's picking you up fine. 222. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
Two, two, two. Testing,
that?
testing, testing. Test, 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 test. Hello, hello.
You up though?
No, it's coming. It's picking me up, but for some reason, it's really, really faint. Like, hello, hello, hello. Like, does that sound like really intense to you?
No, not at all. So,
Like,
no.
for some reason, I'm having to turn my gain right up in order to actually register my voice.
All right.
Right, there we go. We'll just have to manage. We'll just
Yeah.
change halfway through. It usually does. It usually differentiates, and I have to sort of do a bit of on-air tweaking. But that's how we roll.
Nothing wrong with a bit of on-air tweaking, my friend.
A bit of what, Sam?
I said there's nothing wrong with a bit of on-air tweaking.
Oh right, yeah. Well, we've got Dave from Jack and the Geeks Talk joining us tonight, and he's just left in the comments saying, "Is Sam going to be wearing trousers tonight?" I think that's a question we ask each other every single day, to be perfectly honest.
Sam is wearing Batman trousers.
Very nice, very nice. We've actually got 4 people watching us right now, so we're doing pretty well.
Excellent.
And so it's getting pretty late, Sam. So should we just crack on?
Yeah, crack on. It's like 9:15. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Here we go. Alrighty then. So let's do this thing. Yes, 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 power people. Welcome, 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 welcome once again to another episode of the Open All Powers podcast. My name is Gareth Eastwood, aka the motherfucking locomotive. I'm sat here in the Manchester Watchtower, the Open All Powers Watchtower, on a ridiculously hot Tuesday evening. It is sweltering. My window is actually cranked open at the moment, so if you start to hear whistling and rustling and birds tweeting and whatnot, then basically it's because it is stiflingly warm. So yeah, basically that is the reason. Now, of course, I am never here alone. I am, of course, joined by my brother in arms, the man they call the SMG, the General. It's Mr. Sam Eastwood.
Hello, good evening, power people. Man, it is warm in Manchester today.
It is ridiculous. I was actually in Manchester all day today and just out in the sunshine, and it was nice. It was nice to be out, but fuck me, if you were stood around in the sunshine for too long, it was just getting ridiculous. Now, I should sort of say to our sort of American listeners or watchers right now, seeing as how we are on the Google Hangouts right now on the live YouTube stream, we're talking temperatures of around 25, 26 degrees Celsius. So that's probably a little bit too cold for some of our the listeners across the other side of the pond. However, for us, it is just ridiculously warm. But I've been out in Manchester today. I've been helping my buddy Jake do some filming for a trailer that he's making for a performance arts piece that he's wanting to take on the road. So it's been really, really good. Although it was quite amusing because the piece that he's doing is all about the injustice and flaws within the justice system. Photographs that we needed to do involved him wearing a pair of handcuffs. So we thought to ourselves, right, well, where's the closest place in a city centre we're going to be able to buy handcuffs? So, of course, we went to Ann Summers.
Yeah, I would do. Did you end up in a sex shop?
No, we didn't end up in a sex shop. No, we ended up in Ann Summers. Now, for anybody who does, any British listeners who don't know, Ann Summers is basically a shop that sells, let's say, kinky attire and equipment. So on one level, you're talking about your sort of sexy lingerie. there was Jake, and then there was a dude called Kayam who was filming. So he waited outside. Me and Jake hustled inside. So these two awkward-looking, hairy men rocked up asking if they had any handcuffs. And we're there talking about these different brands of handcuffs, like, oh, well, these are good, but they've got pink fur on them. Oh, well, but so then we had to choose them between the shiny kind of metallic ones and the matte black ones. Now, we resided to the matte black ones because we thought, well, the light isn't going to bounce off them too much. So we sort of like discussing the aesthetic and the camera quality of the handcuffs. And of course, you know, like we just bought them, and we had to test them to make sure they fit around Jake's wrist as well. So yeah, all in all, it was it was a pretty good day. But what's been going on with you, Sam? What have you been up to this week so far?
Well, as what you may know, if I've mentioned this to the listeners at all, the bonds of Exotic Berry. I have escaped the Momax regime. I'm now in Huddersfield, so I've escaped from one area and gone to another. So I've been well. I've actually been working between the two. I've been kind of like between Huddersfield. But yeah, just been enjoying the sunshine. We went for a nice walk the other day. But yeah, no, nothing exciting going on other than that, I'm afraid.
Fair dues. Sam, the quality that's coming out of this is actually really, really bad at the moment. It's like I'm barely hearing what you're saying. So I think if we turn the camera off,
okay,
as to try and improve the internet quality, yeah.
Let me see if we can get it.
All right, okay. So there should just be a little notch at the top. It's just a little picture of a camera with a cross through it, and if you hover over it, it says "Turn camera off."
I got you.
You got it. All right, cool. So we should say that we are broadcasting live on YouTube. We're joined by Dave from Jack and the Geek Stock podcast at the moment. We have got 3 other people watching us at the moment. So if any of you guys want to make yourself known, please do, and we will give you a shout out. And also as well, for the benefit of the people on YouTube, we just had to turn the visual off because the connection was a little bit shonky right then. So Sam, are you still hearing me? Are you still registering?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Can you?
Hello, Sam.
Hello. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Sam, I can barely hear you, dude.
I can hear you absolutely fine.
It literally just it's like it's cutting out every other word of your sentence. It's slightly peculiar.
Let me. I might have to, let me. Do you want me to try moving? Hang on one.
Well, you can if you can. That'd be If you want to try it, mate, that'd be fine. Yeah.
All right, hang on 1 second. Okay. Just hang on 1 second. Put that down a sec. Yeah, it might be just because I'm on the other side of the house. You see, because Samantha's flitting about the house. I didn't want the sound to come through. You see, so. But I shall try moving to another area. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
That's all right, man. We'll see how we do.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Can you hear me at the moment?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hearing you on FM.
I think we're gonna have to get you a USB microphone at some point, Sam, because I think that'll probably improve things a lot. But we shall crack on. We shall persevere. We've actually now gone down to 2 watchers. So maybe now that we've lost visual and people can't work out as to whether or not we're wearing pants, has kind of, you know, it's lost the listenership, unfortunately.
It's had that knock-on effect, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Am I coming through any clearer?
You're coming through absolutely fine now, dude. Yeah, I think this is going to be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No worries.
Yeah. Are you comfortable?
I'm not at the moment. I'm just trying to jack on.
It's a laptop.
Just need to find a plug. There we go. I didn't realize the laptop wasn't charged up, but there we go. Right, I'm in.
What a prune. All right, cool.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're rocking now.
All right, should we roll?
Yep, all good.
Awesome. Okay, I'll just leave a little pause just in case I need to edit this bit in. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So, Sam, one of the things that I think we need to talk about straight away, and seeing as how we didn't podcast at all last week, missed all the banter as far as this topic is concerned, but we got our first official trailer for the upcoming Black Panther movie. So
we certainly
Sam,
did.
I'm going to throw it over to you and tell me what you thought about this trailer, my man.
You know what? It's been that long since I've watched it. I may have to watch it again, but I thought it was quite. I thought it was quite. I don't want to use the word deep because it wasn't that at all. It was kind of like it didn't scream superhero movie to me at all. It was kind of like I'm trying to think of a word to describe it without sounding too sort of. It didn't, like I say, it didn't scream superhero movie to me, and it was very sort of what the hell's going on kind of thing. I sort of didn't really sort of pick up on any major story that was going on or anything like that, and it kind of seemed to rotate around the world of like the city or the country of Wakanda rather than the actual character. From what I gathered from the trailer, what did you kind of pick up on that as well?
Yeah, I think it's a tricky one with this trailer because on the one hand, I should be praising it over the fact that they barely give anything away. Like, it is such a jump cut, little boom, boom, boom. Here's something. Here's Wakanda. Here's Black Panther. Here's some funky technology. Here's Andy Serkis. You know, I should be like happy that the amount of times that we moan about trailers giving away too much, I should be delighted in one sense. However, I think when you've got a property like this, and yes, they are still riding off the back of Captain America Civil War, where Black Panther was a real success, so as a character, so people are going to naturally be interested in this movie. However, I kind of feel that because to the layman and to the uninformed, if you will, they need to give away more to kind of entice people into this movie, to make people give a shit. Because at the end of the day, this is not Superman, this isn't Batman from the DC universe, this isn't Spider-Man, this isn't, fucking Captain America, this is like a property that I'd imagine. I mean, until Captain America Civil War trailers came out, I didn't know who the hell Black Panther was. I will hold my hands up. And even from my position where I will see every superhero movie under the sun, I still want to see more. Now, the shots that we do get in it, like we have that scene where Black Panther like pounces on those people. It's very much like a kind of a Batman in the shadows sort of moment. We get a look at Wakanda as well, and I like this idea that the bit at the beginning where Andy Serkis is talking about the fact that everybody thinks that it's like a country with shepherds, and it's like a third world country, simple farmers and that kind of thing, and it's shrouded in this mystery. I mean, one thing that I will say I love about it is the Run the Jewels song over the top of it. That is so badass. Still like fist pump in the air the fact that I've got tickets to see them live later this year. But the fact that shit is really pumping, it's really banging, and I think if that soundtrack kind of carries through to the movie, then I'll be really happy. But I think the content is good. It looks well shot. But what they've given us to try and entice us into like a trail, into a movie and a property that we should be, that they need to really woo people into, I don't think it's a brilliant trailer, to be honest.
No, I'll agree with you there. It didn't really sort of. It's like you say, it doesn't scream sort of storyline, does it? It doesn't give away an awful lot at all. And the characters that we're also introduced to, they have no link. Or they have no major link, rather, to anything we've seen already in the MCU. So if they'd shown a bit of a sort of like a bit of a flashback to maybe Civil War, or not Civil War, Civil War, or anything to do with anything previous Captain America, Iron Man. I know they shouldn't really sort of cash in on that, but it's like you say to the layman. If they go, oh yeah, man, that was Black Panther from Avengers. Yeah, he was awesome. Let's go and check out this. Let's go and check out this movie. So yeah, I know where you're coming from with that one. I suppose we're just gonna have to wait and see what the next trailer brings for us, because obviously, to be honest with you, we don't know if this movie is set before or after, or straight after, or a few years after the events of Civil War. We don't know yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see whereabouts it's placed within the timeline of the MCU. He does have a slightly different costume, if you've noticed, and hopefully we'll be able to like discover more about the history of Wakanda and stuff like that. The only reason I know about the character is from like various different cartoons and animated shows and things like that. But to be honest with you, I don't really know that much about the character. Yeah, whether like the rest of the Avengers are still going to be in Wakanda like during this film or what, we just don't know whether they're going to make cameos. But it's I do like Andy Serkis. I think he's a really good actor, and Martin Freeman as well. And it'll be nice to see Andy Serkis not computer generated or in some sort of green screen suit climbing around pretending to be actually, speaking of pretending to be a monkey, did you see that official picture, the first official picture released of or not first official picture, or a official picture released from War of the Planet of the Apes, or War for the Planet of the Apes, or whatever the new Planet of the Apes movie is called. And it was literally like a picture of Caesar with slightly grayer hair than he had in the last one. It was a bit like, wow, that's really good. It was like that first official picture of Lex Luthor, where it's just Jesse Eisenberg with a ball. Like that's just an ape. That's just a chimpanzee. That's not like an official picture. That's just a chimpanzee. It wasn't anything exciting at all. So, but yeah. Anyway,
well, just to jump in real quick there, Sam. I'm assuming that based on the fact that we got that poster where T'Challa is sat on the throne of Wakanda, because he basically became heir to the throne in Captain America: Civil War. I'm assuming that this is based after the Avengers. That's kind of where I'm kind of assuming that, and I think it would get a bit too confusing, I think, for people if they set it before the Avengers. I mean, I know in terms of like, Captain America, I know, like, for example, they've done it in DC with Wonder Woman as a prequel, but I suppose that's a bit different because we're talking like, 60 years, over almost 100 years in the past, so I've put my money on to say that this is going to be based after Captain America, and kind of like, it's going to be about, some of the aspects of the story is going to be T'Challa actually having to deal with this new responsibility as the king, and ruling his people effectively. So we shall see.
Cool. Do you want me to? I'm just bringing up the premise. If you want to read this. After the events of Captain America's Civil War, King T'Challa returns home to Wakanda, but soon finds his sovereignty challenged by two factions with his own country. When two enemies conspire to bring down the kingdom, T'Challa must team up as the Black Panther with CIA agent Everett K. Ross and members of the Dora Milaje, Wakanda's special forces, to prevent a world war.
Oh, interesting. See, I think that's kind of cool. That's an interesting idea, that it's going to actually be contained within Wakanda, and it's going to be about their politics. And that actually really interests me, that kind of aspect of the storyline.
Yeah, so it's the what's he called, Everett Ross. He's the guy that's played by Martin Freeman.
Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Well, Sam, just jumping back into the YouTube stream, Dave from Jack and the Geek Talk has come in saying Black Panther looks like it's got the blend between African tribal traditions and super advanced tech. Love the way it looks. And he's also put, plus, did you spot the new suit? Which you did, but I actually didn't, Sam.
I did. I spotted the new suit. I get extra nerd points for me.
And then, Indeed. And then Tim from Dork of All Trades has joined us. So thank you for joining us, my man. He's just put in capital letters, dicks out. And then, hello, boys. So hello to you, my man. Thank you very, very much for joining us. So, Sam, I'm just going to take a bit of a somber note real quick for something that I really do feel like we should mention on the podcast. That is, of course, the very, very sad passing of Adam West, a.k.a. the original 1960s Batman. As they say in this country, he had a good innings, to some degree. He certainly was bobbing on, but it definitely was a surprise when I woke up to hear that news. I thought we could just have a little bit of a chat about
of course.
kind of what we loved about the original Batman series, which of course was before our time, but we couldn't help but sort of still watch the series. I remember I used to watch it like before going to college when I was younger. But yeah, Sam, what kind of memories of the Adam West's Batman?
Well, I'm sure I probably watched it when I was younger, but the first time I properly remember watching it was when we first got like digital TV, and they used to show 2 episodes because obviously they used to show 2 episodes a week when it was first on, because you'd have to tune into the same bad time, same bad channel. But they used to show one after the other, and the other like 2 episodes a day. I can't remember. I want to say UK Gold, but I can't remember what channel it was actually on. But yeah, I just remember watching it, and even like from like watching the like Batman the Animated Series with Kevin Conroy and stuff, like obviously a lot more serious and stuff like that. I still enjoyed watching this version of Batman just because it was so ridiculous, it was so absurd, and it was just and it was so camp as well, wasn't it? It was ridiculous, and Adam West and Burt Ward running around in this lycra, running around like downtown Los Angeles or wherever it was they recorded it. It was brilliant. All the larger than life characters and stuff like that, and it's such a shame for him that he couldn't find work in later life. Obviously, he got his voiceover work in stuff like Fairly Odd Parents, The Simpsons, Family Guy. Obviously, playing various characters of himself, parodies of himself, really. So yeah, but obviously, what he will be most remembered for is Batman.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. It was just like you say. It was so camp. It was so ridiculous. But then I always think about the '66 movie where he's running around with the bomb. I mean, that is just such a classic moment. He's like, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, and the original Batman series is always one of those things you can kind of watch like. It's like no matter how desaturated these superhero movies get today and how serious they try and make them and how much they try and ground them in reality, it's always that thing that's just there as you can kick back, you can watch it, and you can just like enjoy a moment of just kind of this really ludicrous TV show that just never took itself too seriously. One of the artworks that I saw, I think it might have been a Boss Logic one that you sent me actually, Sam.
Oh, really?
The can of shark repellent spray, and then with a little note on it to Burt Ward saying, "Look after this for me." There was some really, really kind of sad stuff, and yeah, he will definitely made an impact on the world of superhero properties.
Of course, yeah.
Indeed. Well, Sam, what else have we got to talk about this week? Have we got any news, any bits and pieces that we can discuss?
We've got a few bits of news. Yeah, we had the news out this week that Spider-Man Homecoming, or rather the new Spider-Man movies, is going to be a trilogy of movies, which is not going to be called Spider-Man Homecoming 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be called Spider-Man something or other. Now, the next one's going to be released in 2000. I think it was 2018. I think the sequel next July, or was it next July or 2019? I can't remember which. But yeah, so they're going to be coming out pretty quickly. It's ridiculous the amount of stuff that's been released. I swear to God, there must have been at least 50 posters released for this damn movie, and over half of them have got a freaking Iron Man in them. I was like, it might as well have renamed the movie Iron Man Homecoming, featuring a bit of Spider-Man. Yeah. But apparently from initial viewings from critics, it's been received very well, and the post-credit scene is apparently being hailed as one of the best in the MCU so far. So I'll have to can't wait to see what that one is. Also, speaking of Spider-Man, it hasn't been confirmed yet, because Kevin Feige, who he deals a lot with the MCU and stuff like that, a lot of superhero movies and things like that. The new Venom movie, he said, "Oh, it was not going to be part of the MCU," and then he's turned around and gone, "Actually, it is going to be part of the MCU." So we're not really sure where it's going to lie within sort of the MCU universe at the moment, the Venom movies.
Yeah.
And we've said this twice already. How are they going to make a Venom movie without having Spider-Man related in it some way? Yeah. So whether there's going to be some kind of involvement with Venom at the end of this movie, perhaps, I don't really know, but sure, I can't see them making a Venom movie without involving Spider-Man in some way, shape, or form. Because it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work otherwise, and people are going to get very, very confused and be very, very disappointed with it. So, yeah, I'll have to see what happens with that one. But yeah, we'll have to keep everyone posted as well as we find out if it is officially a part of the MCU or not. So, yeah,
I wonder. I do wonder with this Venom movie. Whether there was ever a ploy with Sony, like what Sony thought to themselves, right? Let's announce that there's going to be a Venom movie. We'll get like a shit hot actor involved. I mean, like Tom Hardy's like massive at the moment, so it's going to spark people's interest without a doubt. And everybody is asking the same questions as we are, like, how the fuck is this movie going to happen? So
yeah.
I wonder whether I wouldn't be surprised if we start to sort of see storylines that the Venom movie's been pushed back, Venom movie pushed back, and it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back. And they've kind of created this kind of press release, if you will, in order to sort of wait to see what Marvel's next movie is going to be.
Yeah.
And to see if Marvel kind of approach them and say, well, hang on a minute, before you release this movie, before you start doing filming and all that kind of stuff and pre-production shots, we fancy doing a symbiote storyline. Why don't we join forces? You know what I mean? Like maybe it's kind of like, they're kind of dangling out a little bit of bait to wait and see what Marvel are going to kind of announce within like phase 4 of the MCU, if there is going to be a phase 4. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's kind of something in that. I mean, that's like a bit of an extreme conspiracy theory here, but yeah. We're gonna have to wait and see. But just going back to what you were saying about the Spider-Man posters, I know what you fucking mean, man, about Iron Man being in every single one. It's like, yeah, we get it. Iron Man is in this movie. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. is the fucking money shot that gets everybody into these films. But have you seen? There's 3 new posters that got released today. There's one of the Vulture, really close up, one of Spider-Man, and one of Iron Man, and you can join them all up together, and it makes one big picture. And this poster is on the side of a building in Manchester at the moment near Victoria Station, and I'm not joking you, it's like the size of a house. This poster is monstrous. It's so cool. It's one of those ones I'm looking at thinking, oh damn, that'd look great in my house, But yeah, if next time you're in Manchester, man, just I was on the tram, like otherwise I would have if I was walking, I would have stopped and taken a picture of it. But yeah, it's fucking awesome, man.
That's well cool. That's awesome. There's one that's been released. It was a piece by Matt Ferguson, who's like a really big artist, and he's basically Spider-Man swinging in the foreground. It says Spider-Man Homecoming, and he's like swinging through what you presume is Queens, and then you see the Avengers Tower in the background, and then Iron Man's flying out. But because the way the posters laid out, your eye's immediately drawn to Iron Man, because the Iron Man's just in the middle of this huge blank space, whereas Spider-Man's in the foreground. But because Iron Man's in the middle of this blank space, you're just immediately drawn to it. Oh, look, there's Iron Man. It's just like, Jesus Christ, give it a rest, man. Let him have his own fucking movie.
Yeah. No, for sure, man, for sure. We've actually just had a few more comments coming on the YouTube chat. So I do apologise. It's actually John from Dark of All Trades who's joining us, not Tim. So I do apologise, my man. And Jack and the Geek Talk have just come in, read the Spider-Man trailers and saying all the trailers, teasers, posts, etc. have now given us the entire plot, and I completely agree with you, my man.
I would agree with you there. Yeah, I would. Yes, I would definitely agree with you there.
Sam, speaking of trailers, I'm just going to mention this really, really quick. This was
Yeah.
something that I had my eye on from the moment I actually saw a poster of it, and I know you sent me a trailer over to it as well. So, however much you know about it will kind of depend on how much we can kind of talk about it. But there's this movie coming out, Sam, called Goodbye Christopher Robin. Do
Oh
you remember us
yeah.
talking about this?
Yes, I do. I do.
Now, this is basically a live action movie, basically, which is kind of like the life story of A. Milne, who wrote the Winnie the Pooh storybooks.
Yes.
And basically, he has a son who he calls Christopher Robin Milne, and obviously Christopher Robin becomes a character in the Winnie the Pooh storybooks. It stars Donald Gleason, Margot Robbie, Kelly MacDonald, Will Tilston, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Alex Lawther. So a really kind of interesting storyline. I didn't really know what to think about this when I kind of first saw the synopsis and the posters and that. Sam, did you catch the trailer when you sent it over to me?
I did watch the trailer, yes, but again, it was a few days ago. I don't know if this is something I'd be that interested in. I am like, I did like have a lot of Winnie the Pooh books when I was younger, but it's never really something that's really sort of stuck with me. I was like, oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh, that was a great time in my childhood. It's like I say, it's never really something that's kind of stuck with me like that. I think the characters are cute and stuff like that, but I've never really had an affinity with the characters and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'd want to see this movie. It does look like quite dreamy. If is that the right word to use? It kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's sort of like sort of like, oh, we're going to take a walk through your imagination, kind of sort of sort of look at it, if you know what I mean. But we haven't really been given that much about the movie at all at the moment. It's just literally A. Milne finds inspiration for his Winnie the Pooh tales through the interactions with his young son Christopher Robin Milne, and that's literally it. So we've got a release date of 13th of October 2017. But yeah,
Sam, I'm just going to stop you there. Sam, I think we already know that plot, seeing as how that's exactly what I just read out a minute ago. You plank.
Well, yeah, I know. I was just reiterating it for you.
Right. I thought you were reading it as if no one had spoken it yet. I was thinking like, okay, then there's a bit of an echo in here.
No. But yeah, like I was just going to say before you so rudely interrupted me, that's literally all we've been given so far. And to say this movie comes out in October, I kind of expected a little bit more, like a bit more of a premise for it. But yeah, I don't really know what to make of this one until maybe I see a little bit more. But it's like I say, it's probably not something I'm going to rush out and see, because like I say, I haven't really got that much affinity to the characters, to be honest with you. So, what do you think? You're going to go and watch this one?
I think at the end of the day, Sam, what you were saying about, you thought there would have been more about this. This isn't like a mad blockbuster movie, so it doesn't surprise me that there's not really that much to go along with it. I think with these movies that kind of take a bit of a back step, you might get like a couple of trailers and that's pretty much it. And plus, as well, as far as the synopsis is concerned, I think that's kind of all you really need to know about something like this, because that's effectively it,
It is, yeah, but it would have been nice to sort of have a bit more of an explanation of like when it, like obviously it takes place in, it's not modern day, so it obviously takes place when A.A. Mills or when he's writing them and when his children are younger and stuff like that. Obviously, from the trailer we see what kind of impact it has on the literature, because you see loads of people going and running to buy the book and things like that. But because you can't. You kind of see lots about A.A. Mills rather than Christopher Robin. And I know the stories about him, but the stories are inspired by Christopher Robin's sort of imagination, his stories with his like stuffed animals and stuff like that. So it would have been good to see a bit more of that. But
I think though at the end of the day, Sam, there's a difference between like this movie and the kind of movies that we're into, because we're in the age now where we crave the trailers, and we crave the extra content and the leaks and all that kind of stuff. Like I think the average person who's going to see this movie doesn't really kind of expect that sort of magnitude of detail with a film. It's kind of like it's an easy kind of kickback film, isn't it? So I'm completely fine with them being quite vague with it. I don't know if I'll go and see it. It's one of those ones that I think that I could probably appreciate it just as much by watching it on TV, you know, like through like downloading it on iTunes or Amazon or whatever. As it's not, I don't feel like it's going to be like the big screen experience.
You know what?
We'll see.
You know what it reminds me of? The sort of the way it was filmed and the sort of the colours and things like that was Saving Mr. Banks. You know, the one with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of reminded me of that sort of style of movie.
Definitely. So Sam, what else have we got this week to talk about? Have we got much of anything?
Yeah, there was. Oh God, there was something else I was going to mention to you as well. Oh crap, what was it? It was before we got talking about bloody Christopher Robin. Oh crap, what was it? Keep going. I'll think of it. What is it? I can't remember. Then. Anyway. Oh yeah, we had. Oh, go on.
No. You go on, Sam. It's fine.
No, I was just going to say we had a bit of news out of San Diego Comic-Con that we're going to get some exclusive Funko Pops. There has actually been a load of them released already, and something else that we got a sneak peek at. I don't know if it was meant to be an official release, but we got a leaked image of the Lego figure, the official Lego figure of Supreme Leader Snoke, who I haven't posted this online yet because I didn't know if it was you could actually do it without getting in trouble. But he kind of looks like a bit of a scrotum because he's very, 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 very wrinkly. But his costume is, or the clothes that he's wearing, are very reminiscent of a Jedi robe.
Oh yes.
So speculation. But yeah, so we haven't really heard that much Star Wars stuff at the moment recently. I know obviously they finished filming and stuff like that, but there hasn't been very quiet on the old like unofficial official leaks and by the way we've done this and up to date this has accidentally been released and things like that. So we haven't really seen that much. But roll on December is all I'm going to say about that.
I know. I would say give it another couple of months and we'll probably get our next trailer. And I don't know, man. I think they're holding the cards quite close to the chest as far as this film is concerned, because I think there's a lot of mystery as to how this is actually going to look, like what the general storyline is going to be and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, come closer to the movie, there'll probably be like a massive explosion of content and all that kind of guff. You know, they probably, because it is like that winter movie as well, they're probably just sort of waiting for all the buzz with all the big summer films like, you know, Spider-Man and Thor and all that kind of stuff. Like, wait for all of that buzz to die down.
I remember the news I was going to tell you. Vin Diesel and the entire cast have signed on for another Triple X. There's going to be a Triple X4.
Oh, terrific! That's what the world needs right now. The world needs a Triple X4. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
My days.
That has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Triple X4 is to be released. I'm not sure when. But yeah, it's Triple X4 is coming soon.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Spider-Man Homecoming movie is going to be 2 hours and 13 minutes long. That's a fucking long film.
That's long.
Yeah, I wonder how much. Out of that two and a quarter. Okay, we'll have a quick bet now. Out of that 2.25 hours, how much runtime do you think Robert Downey Jr. is going to have? I'm going to say at least an hour.
Like 2 hours and 13 minutes, maybe I'd say something like that. Yeah, probably at least an hour. Yeah, this movie. There is a worry that it's going to turn into the RDJ movie for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I've got a.
Sam, can I just interject real quick, seeing as how you rudely interrupted me this time whilst I was in the middle of talking about Star Wars. Fortunately, though, it wasn't because I just repeated something that you'd said, 30 seconds ago. But that's regardless of the point.
Finished?
I actually
Finished
have nothing
being a
to say.
dick?
Please go on.
Yeah. Okay. So
Have I finished being a dick? Why don't you like actually pay attention to what I'm saying? You know, and don't just read the same thing off the same Wikipedia page that I've been quoting on.
I wasn't on Wikipedia.
Motherfucker.
I'll have you know. We've got.
Well, we used a website that used the same source of information. So you know, suck a dick, Sam. Carry on, please.
All right. Jesus Christ. Shall I just start calling you Tom Van Zant instead? Fuck me. Jesus Christ, calm down with the attitude, guys. So we've got an official synopsis here for Godzilla King of Monsters. The new story follows the heroic efforts of the cryptozoologist agency Monarch as its members face off against the battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. When these ancient super species, thought to be mere myths, arise again, they all vie for supremacy, leaving humanity's very existence hanging in the balance. So there you go. So Godzilla King of Monsters, starring Millie Bobby Brown. I didn't know that.
Have you seen the first Godzilla movie?
No, I haven't. No.
Right, because it was on it's on Amazon Prime. Other streaming services are available, and I saw it ages ago. And it was like I was chilling just in an evening. I thought I fancy a movie. Like, oh yeah, cool. I'll check this out. Got about like 30 seconds into the credits, and I was just like, nah, I can't be arsed with this. Like, I think just because of what I'd heard about it, like, and the fact that I'd never really sort of got involved with any decent reviews of it, I'm just kind of struggling to actually sort of commit to it. And
yeah,
I do want to see, like, if we actually ever see Kong versus Godzilla or Godzilla versus King Kong, whichever it's going to be, I probably will see that because I think it's going to be a pretty spectacular monster movie. So yeah. I just really, really hope that I don't have to have seen any of these other Godzilla movies to understand what the smeg's going on, because I just can't get motivated to see it at all. I really, really can't.
Well, you could probably just read a quick review of it and see just read what happens, and then, well, to be honest, let's have a look. The first Godzilla is going to be Godzilla stomping around, and you know, Bryan Cranston's in that one, isn't he? The first Godzilla movie.
Is he really? Oh shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Sure he is. Yeah. To be fair, in terms of Godzilla movie, you can pretty much generally guess what's going to happen in God of Monsters or King of Monsters or whatever it's called. If they do a third one, which they presumably will do, which will be Kong versus Godzilla, then Godzilla's going to survive in the second one. So that's pretty much his second movie. He's got to fight a load of monsters and win, and that'll be the second movie. And then obviously you'll have your third one as well. So
yeah, for sure, man, for sure. To be honest with you, I think I'm just hung up on the film with Jean Reno and Matthew Broderick. I think that's my issue. Yeah. Is because that is, despite what a lot of people may say, is a true classic. Yeah, so basically...
it's the definitive Godzilla movie.
Oh my god. Well, Sam, can we just take a quick moment just to mention the fact that our buddies Greg and Joe from the All Seeing Guys podcast, who we are now good friends with, they have just released their 2-year anniversary episode, Sam. Can you believe it?
I can bloody believe it, because that show is great. And it should keep going for another 2 years.
You should have just said, like, nah, because it's shit. I was gonna originally do like sort of like a fake sort of like sort of a thing where we pretend like we can't remember what the name is, so it's like the all-knowing dudes with like Ned and Joe or something like that. But yeah, no, on a serious note, I listened to about half an hour of the show this morning when I was on my way to Manchester, and I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. That'll probably be I'll probably listen to it going to bed tonight. You know, cuddle up in my bed, you know, naked, covered in margarine, as I usually like to go to sleep. And that's the way I generally listen to the All Seeing Guys as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just want to say a massive, massive congratulations to those guys for reaching their 2-year anniversary. I had no doubt that they'd make it this far. But they have gone from strength to strength with their shows, funny content. Wankety Wank is without a doubt one of the funniest things I've heard on any form of broadcasting medium. Is just absolutely genius. And if rather than me trying to explain what that is, go out there, listen to the All Seeing Guys, and find out for yourself what that's all about, Sam. So not you know, you've already heard it.
I've already heard it. Why are you telling me specifically?
Go and listen. You know what? In my head, it was meant to be like, go out there and listen to it. Sam, are you good? Do you want to say a few things, but I forgot to like leave a pause in the sentence?
Go and listen to that, Sam. All right, okay, I will do. I'll do it right now. Oh my god. I haven't got anything else to add other than what you've just said there, because I'll get done if I start repeating myself. But no, it's congratulations to both of you. It's an amazing show, and I can't wait to hear it again for the next 2 years. It's not the same thing, obviously, but looking forward to some new shows. I haven't actually listened to the episode yet because I haven't downloaded it yet, but I shall hopefully listen to it this week because I'm off for 2 days, so I've got plenty of things to catch up on. So yes, congratulations.
Excellent. Well, well, if you want to go into the back catalogue of the All Seeing Guys, to everybody out there, I will suggest that you find an episode that I believe is called Face Beggars, I think the episode's called, and basically they talk about just everything that's wrong with social media and like people who post like vague Facebook statuses and use it to just like basically live their life like an open wound. That's one from the back catalogue that I'd recommend. But of course, all the more recent episodes. And I suppose we should mention this as well, because this is actually being put into fruition. Me and Sam and Greg and Joe from the All Seeing Guys are going to do a pod swap. So the idea is that Greg and Joe are going to step into our shoes and do an episode of Open All Powers, and we're going to basically take on their role and do an episode of the All Seeing Guys. And I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And you guys will, all the power people out there, you'll love Greg and Joe for sure. They're super funny, really, really cool dudes. And it's got the irony is that Joe like hasn't seen a movie like at the cinema in years, so he's completely blank as far as like new movies and shit are concerned. But then Greg is like a bit of a cheeky nerd and loves these comic books and loves these superhero movies and all that kinds of shit. So yeah, I'm super excited to see like what's going to come from that for sure.
You know what's going to be really bad is if they do the show and they do such a good job, they'll be like, yeah, get rid of Sam and Gareth. They should have Joe and Greg because they're miles better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, they do a podcast once a fortnight. So if the power people do revolt, they might actually have time to do Open All Powers as well as their own podcast as well.
Excellent. Oh my god. If you do listen to them and you do like them, head over to redbubble.com and you'll be able to pick up a All Seeing Guys t-shirt. You can get tote bags and stickers, and whilst you're there you can also pick up an Open All Powers t-shirt as well. You can get some stickers on there as well, so get yourself some stickers and start spreading the love.
Indeed.
Like Gareth spreads margarine.
I spread it hard. Oh my goodness. Well, Sam, I don't know how aware you have been of this on the old Twitters, but of course we are part of the Podden family. We are part of the Nerd Podcast Mafia. We are also in a Twitter group called the Geek Stalkers, which features obviously our boys Jack and the Geek Stalk. We have a Hulk in there. We've got nerds chatting amongst a few other cats as well. But we've now become part of another group called the Brit Pod Scene, which
I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
We actually got invited to this bad boy. Just bear with me a second. I'm just bringing up the group. We got invited to this by a young lady called Carla, who hosts a podcast called the Theme Park Films Podcast. And basically, their gimmick is they review films. But the rule is that it can only be a movie that has inspired or come from a theme park attraction.
Okay.
So that's basically the gimmick they have. Now, the reason why I started talking to Carla originally is because I put out a post. I really fancy her, actually. Yeah. I don't know if you're out there, Carla, but basically tonight, just so you know, I'll be in bed naked, covered in margarine. No, that's besides the point. Moving on. Basically, I put out a thing on Instagram. With a picture, a poster of the latest series of Orange is the New Black. And seeing as how I binged it in a weekend, I put out a thing saying, is it just me, or is the latest series of Orange is the New Black been a massive disappointment? Which to me, it really, really was. It was such a letdown, especially after the last series as well. And said, yes, I completely agree. So we started talking on Twitter, and I said, well, I'd love to do an episode where we kind of talk about this shit. So do you want to come on? Now, originally it was actually going to be tonight, but when you kind of hit me up, I thought, well, so basically, Carly, you can blame Sam as to why you don't get to hear my...
Sorry for ruining your plans. I do apologise, guys.
No, well, basically, when you said that you were free tonight, I thought, well, I kind of can't not really sort of do the regular sort of show, you know. And Carla did say that she was free next week as well, so we will arrange that at some point. However, yes, we're now part of this group, the Britpod scene, and of course, as you can imagine, all British podcasts. And I'm just going to run through the list really, really quickly of all the cats involved. So as I mentioned just then, we've got the Theme Parks Film Podcast, the Easy Rider Raging Cast, Rough Giraffe, Don't Spoil the Ending, Is Not Radio, That King Thing, Back of the Grid, That's Life, IHL, Quotal Recall Podcast. I don't know if you see what they did there. We've got a podcast called Belle and Mum, Beyond the Box Set, So Bad It's Gay. Which is, I mean, you know, you're gonna have to check out these podcasts to find out what the crack is. Battleship Potemcast, the Smorgasbord podcast, who I've actually featured on, Launching the Pilot, Fix Watcher podcast, 20th Century Geek, of course, our buddies, the latter mentioned All Seeing Guys podcast. We've got Nerd versus World, We Watch Anything, Zombie Kitty podcast, The Happy Accidents, Master Debaters, Dead Pete Society, Super Nerds UK, Stacey's Parlour, and Ready Steady Cut. That's a lot of podcasts, Sam.
That is a lot of podcasts. That's a lot of British podcasts as well. That's really good. I'm going to listen to Back of the Grid podcast because they're talking about Formula One and motorsport, so I'm going to give them a listen.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I don't know if I'm just generally oblivious to it, but I didn't realize there were that many other British podcasts who were kind of like part of a network. You know, like so. I think because we just always talk to American podcasts. It's I suppose I just assume that like us All Seeing Guys and then like a few other people are the only people doing it in Britain, but obviously we're not at all. That's a ludicrous sort of assumption to make.
That is pretty ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what is good as well. Like, obviously, we you know that we love the Nerd Podcast Mafia, but of course, the worst part is the fact that when we're in bed, that's usually when the other guys are all chatting because it's like kind of afternoon, evening time for them. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have like about 10 pages worth of fucking Twitter conversation that I can't be bothered to read through. So with this, at least, you know, we can keep up to date with the conversation.
Do you want us to get us kicked out of the Nerd Podcast Mafia here? Because you're going about it the right way, son.
Not at all. No, definitely not. Guys, all I'm saying is if you could set your watches to British time.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Time your conversations to suit me and Sam so that we can get involved. Then that's basically all I'm asking for.
That'd be fantastic, yeah. Well, Gareth, it is pretty much. Yeah, it's getting up to the hour mark now, and I've got to get up for work tomorrow morning. So unless there's anything else, is there anything? Oh, actually, there was something else I wanted to mention. Apparently, Mark Wahlberg isn't going to be in any more Transformers movies. He's done with Transformers now. Yeah. Anyway, we shall.
That's how I feel about, about that news story.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for everyone who's joined us on YouTube and has spoken to us tonight. I can't actually see the screen, so Gareth, you're gonna have to read out the people who are speaking to us and watching us right now.
Well, apparently we've got 3 people watching us right now. Hopefully we've still got John from Dog Claw Trades, and we've still hopefully got Dave from Jack and the Geeks Talk. John wants to know if I'm menstruating. Well, I just like to jump in and tell you that Sam called me earlier on, just simply to tell me that I'm an arse. And further than that, went on to detail the fact that I'm a big, fat, sweaty, hairy sphincter.
Yeah, so... that was pretty much it. Yeah, that was the crux of the conversation. Yeah.
In comparison, it's all jokes. It's all banter. It's all banter.
Yeah. Anywho, well, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight and everyone that's listening. If you do want to find more, you can head over to the Facebook page. If you just search Open All Powers, the Twitter page, you can search Open All Powers on there, and as well on Instagram as well. And if you do want to listen to us, you can find us on SoundCloud, you can find us on Stitcher, you can find us on the Statchel app, you can find us on iTunes, and you can obviously find us on YouTube now as well. So give us a listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. We really have, in the words of Steve Austin tonight, made chicken salad out of chicken shit. We have had a Black Panther trailer to talk about and a few other shitty bits, and we managed to max out an hour. So I'm quite proud of us tonight, Sam.
Indeed. Oh, give us some love. Give us some love. Go and buy yourself an Open All Powers t-shirt from redbubble.com.
Yeah, why the hell not? You know what? I'm going to put out an offer right now as well. No matter where you are in the world right now, if you head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review, I will personally send you an Open All Powers sticker. That's right, guys. I have got a supply of Open All Power stickers. And also as well, depending on where you are, if you're America, Australia, wherever the hell you are in the world, if you do write us a review, tell me where you're from, because what I have to do is I have to change the nationality kind of setting on iTunes in order to see kind of global reviews and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw that out there right now.
Awesome.
Any recommendations real quick, Sam, before we finish?
Have I got any recommendations? I'm trying to think if I have. Yeah, head over to YouTube and watch the Honest trailer for Power Rangers, because it's quite funny. And
is it good?
Yeah, apparently Cars 3 has got rave reviews as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. It is out over here, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet. But yeah, apparently it completely cuts out Cars 2 altogether. You could basically watch 1 and then watch number 3. And Pixar have basically gone, yeah, that didn't exist. So... Oh, and today is the 20th of June. It's the anniversary of the release of Batman and Robin. So go and watch something. Go and watch some Batman and Robin right now, with
good times,
with George Clooney and Alicia Silverstone looking very foxy in some tight leather. So yeah.
Yeah, if it's not just for that, and it's time to kick ice. Oh no, shit! That's from The Simpsons, isn't it?
It is actually from The Simpsons. That's Rainier Wolfcastle, yeah, when he bursts out the ice of the Venus de Milo, yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, real quick, I'm going to recommend everybody goes and checks out one of the latest episodes of Talk is Jericho, and check out the interview that he does with The Big Show. It's really, really good. If you're into the Attitude Era of wrestling, it's just fucking awesome. Just listen to them like reminisce and tell stories and just shooting the shit. It's really, really good.
Awesome.
Cool. All right then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some music if I can fucking find it. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Boom. So my name is Gareth Eastwood, aka the motherfucking locomotive, and I've been joined as always by my brother in nerdy arms. It's the SNG, it's the General, it's Mr. Sam Eastwood.
Thank you for joining us, power people. We should see you all soon.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers. Bye.
Bye. Gaz?
Yo. Did you just turn your video back on then? Hey. Yo, Sam, you still there, bro? Hello? Sam? Oh, he's gone. And stop broadcasting.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd gone there for a second.